Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Y'all gotta forgive me. I got my white man hat on today. These hats, they sit a little fun on your fade. Just made me think. I didn't even realize that when I get on the video, I be saying y'all gotta forgive me. But then I be seeing people in the comments say, Tony always saying y'all gotta forgive me. We always gotta forgive Tony for something. You know, that's just I guess just an old Southern colloquialism. I don't really be meaning that for those of y'all who may not understand the South. I didn't even realize I'd be saying that till I be seeing y'all comment that. But wanted to pop in and talk to you about something, because this right here come from yesterday's video, what I learned, but also from that reel that I got that went viral. And now listen, in the midst of the devil trying to work, God worked. So that reel went viral, and I think from that reel, the short, the YouTube short, but it went viral everywhere. That thing offended some people. I'm gonna tell the podcast producer, they picked a hit. They know how to, when I do meal podcasts, I'm gonna have them picking out my clips, because I didn't create the reel that say if a man say he miserable in his marriage, ask him these questions. I didn't edit the reel. I didn't pick the reel. That's what some people didn't understand, is I had nothing to do with that. The producers of that podcast sent that to me after that podcast ended. That's the podcast no longer exists. But it was called No For Sure, with the two young ladies, B. Simone and Megan Ashley. Well, that thing went viral. And last I checked, I need to check again because I can't remember, but I think the thing said that from that short, I got 8,000 new subscribers on YouTube. So if you come from that reel, hey, God bless you, welcome, thank you. So, and it's like, as many men was upset with that, it still was some people that hit the subscribe button. So that just goes to say, we got to stand on what we stand on. We got to speak on what we speak on, and it's gonna reach who it need to reach. It's gonna reach whoever got common sense. That's who it's gonna reach. But this is why I want to say why we can't help everybody. That's the reason we can't help everybody. Because some people, it don't matter who you are, it don't matter what you show them, they gonna stay in their foolishness. Now, I did a video yesterday. Talking about not getting online, doing that online dating, right? So I did the video. As soon as I go to the comments, first 3 comments I see, I have to disagree. And it's women now. So, okay, so here you have a married man who is married and faithful, who understands what it takes to be a married and faithful man. But not even just a married and faithful man, but a married and faithful man who is considered famous or influencer, or meaning my temptation, my reach. They say a man is only faithful as his options. That's not true. A grown boy is only as faithful as his options. What you think my options are? Endless. And you know why my options are endless to cheat on my wife? Because it's always gonna be millions of women that won't listen. With me having a channel like this, giving away the game, I still can find 1 million women that will sleep with me. And that's what's sad. And that's what I'm working against. I'm trying to make the game to where I couldn't cheat if I wanted to. That's what I'm trying. So if I tell you do not online date, and I'm giving you the reasons, and I'm spelling it out to you, and you still come, I have to disagree. All right, you're gonna wake up dead. Now I ain't playing with you. Now I'm gonna tell you like I want you finna wake up dead. You got a daughter, she getting touched. That's what you. That's how. Is that what you want to hear? Do I need to tell you the real reason why I'm telling you not to do online dating? You gonna get your throat slit. Oh, I got a friend who is met her husband online. You know what her husband doing? He getting bent over. Every business trip, he getting bent over by a transvestite, and he getting wore out. He getting the line and wore out of him. That's what her husband doing, because that's the kind of men get online. Real men, confident men, leaders, God-fearing, Christian leading men do not get online to do online dating. That is for the real simps. They call me a simp. I ain't no simp. Online dating is for the real simps, meaning the grown boys. That is where men who are afraid of women go. That's where men who got their thing tucked between their leg go to meet women. Real men, confident men, men who gonna lead, men who gonna provide, men who is heterosexual, do not do online dating. I'm trying to tell you, it's two types of men. A grown boy and a grown man. A real man and a fake man. It's two types of men. It ain't no 1,000 types of men like it is women. Women come in all different types. And this is what I try to tell you. We don't have people, we always gonna have a group of people that don't listen. And this is how I want you to realize that is true. Imagine you an atheist, right? Imagine you an atheist. And imagine you bump into Jesus. And you see Jesus come up and you can't walk. You paralyzed. Jesus come up and touch your leg. And you get out that wheelchair and you walk. Is you gonna believe in Jesus? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm finna believe. I'm finna believe, especially if he giving God the glory. See, a magician, a wizard, they're not gonna give God the glory. So that's what didn't make no sense about the Pharisees and all them people who didn't believe in Jesus. That's what didn't make no sense. It's like he was giving God the glory. Like, what wizard and satanic person finna give God the glory? Well, we do have people who work for the devil saying the name of God. So that's what they was thinking. How a lot of these fake pastors out here and a lot of these athletes and celebrities be talking about the name of God, but living in all kind of fornication and doing everything against the name of God. That's basically what they was trying to say Jesus was doing. They were trying to say, no, you work for the devil, but you trying to say you work for God so that you'll get some clout, some fame, and some respect around here. But Jesus did too many signs and wonders. Too much selflessness. And then it was too many people with good sense that was believing. But here it was, even Peter denied him 3 times before the rooster crowed. And so that's right there. That's why we can't help everybody. That is why we cannot help everybody. Because you try to give people the game. You try to help them, and then they think that them disagreeing is just because they just disagree. No, that's rebellion. Because if I'm talking to a woman, if a woman come on here and this woman is married, she faithful, she represent the qualities of a wife. It don't mean that she gotta look like what I'm attracted to, or she gotta sound like the voice tone that I would like, but she represent the qualities of a wife. And she's whole, she's renewed, she healthy, she's a servant, she giving of herself. She taking time from her day, from her schedule, to give of herself, to teach men how a woman wants and needs to be treated in order to flourish in her marriage. Rewind what I just said. Rewind what I just said. If a man won't listen to that woman who represents what he say he looking for in a wife, what would you call him if he chooses not to listen to her? A fool. And so what is he going to do? He's gonna not listen to her, and he's gonna end up picking a woman who look like that, but is actually made up of the opposite. He finna pick a demon. And that woman is fixing to have sex with his best friend. That woman finna be stealing his money. That woman finna to have him by his balls, because she's going to punch herself in the eye and call the police and say he hit her. He finna go to jail with a record, and his life gonna be ruined because he would not do everything she wanted and said to do. And that's because the women that was sitting online giving him the game, he was too arrogant, too ignorant, and too rebellious to listen. And that's what's finna happen to y'all men and women who is listening to those of us with the blueprint for success. Those of us who have succeeded in marriage. Those of us who are in happy, fulfilling marriages. And each of us that's out here, we sharing different pieces to the puzzle from our own style. Instead of y'all putting it together like the Blessed Tribe. We got a couple people in the Blessed Tribe don't listen. We got a couple people in the Blessed Tribe coming to the Blessed Tribe to hate, to argue and debate. Now that's when you know it's sad, when the devil got people that will pay to hate, that will pay to debate. Listen, I don't argue what I know. I don't argue what I know. I'll take it to the bank. I'll bet my life on it. I don't argue what I know. And the one thing I know, ain't no real men online dating. That's one thing I know. That's one thing I know. And a man might be a real man today, and he could have met his wife online. If he's a real man today, he'll admit to you, I was in a weak space. If he's a real man, he will admit to you, I was actually in a weak space when I got online. I was actually in a desperate space. I'm not the same man that I was then. I'm happy that I met my wife, but if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't get online. That's what a real man gonna tell you. A man who's online and he gonna stand on having been online, he getting bent over. He getting bent over, ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He getting the lining wore out of him. It's just not something that men do. It's just not something that real men do. We too, I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's just something that a real man, we got too much oomph to go and get it easy. Online dating is easy. That's easy. That's too simple for a real man. That's too easy to sit there and just be able to swipe through women, to sit there and have a woman approaching you because she got to pick you. That's too easy. That's disgusting to a real man. That'll make a real man throw up in his mouth. You know how? Because I'm a real man. I know. That's nasty. That's disgusting. That's ugh. Want no woman like that. That's like getting a prostitute. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's like getting a prostitute. If you online dating, you look like a prostitute because you paying to give your body away. What's a relationship? What's a marriage? It's you giving your life away. You is paying a subscription to give your life away. Come on now. I'm trying to give you the game. I'm trying to give you the game. Now I get to see just a little bit of what Jesus felt like. I can't compare because I don't have to get on nobody's cross, but I just get to see a little bit of what it feels like to be crying out in the wilderness, trying to save lives, trying to help people, and people is stuck in their ignorance, thinking they know it all, but ain't had no success. How you disagreeing with me by online dating and you single? You ain't had no success in relationships. So you ought to be trying to listen to every bit of advice you could get. You ought to be sitting there clamoring for the advice. Oh, give me some advice, give me some advice, give me some advice. And then what you on here subscribe for or on the videos if you not gonna listen to sound wisdom? Cause I ain't got an iron in the fire. I ain't got a dog in the fight. I ain't telling you don't get online and date for me. I can't do nothing with you. I can't touch you. I don't benefit from it. I ain't got no online dating site for you to choose instead of the one that you own. I ain't got a dog in the fight. All I'm trying to do is save your life. All I'm trying to do is save your headache. All I'm trying to do is save you from being like your friend who met her husband online and is in that marriage miserable and hating every second of it, but can't tell nobody because she don't want to look like a fool because she been bragging about how good online dating is. Now she done caught a man with his porn addiction, done caught him with his pants down, done found him dangling pictures in his phone, and she embarrassed to all outdoors, and she can't tell a soul. She out here walking around with a smile on, and you jealous of her, and she jealous of you. She wish she was still single and could just take her butt to Starbucks and sit down and let a man approach her. She jealous of you. Why you jealous of her? Because she done find out the truth about that man. Because that's the type of men get online dating. No real man on no online dating. And when a real man do that, he operating from his grown boy. He operating from his grown boy. He operating from a place of weakness. And if you're a man watching this video, man up and admit to the women in the comments and let them know I ain't telling no lies. And if you done been online dating, don't expose yourself unless you're going to admit that you operating from your weakness. Man, I don't know real man get on no online date. I don't know confident man get on the online date. You know why? Because there's too many women out here. It is too many women out here. Like, man, it's the hardest thing in the world to keep your eyes on straight and narrow. It's so many women out here. I go to the grocery store, it's booty swinging. I go to the mall, it's booty swinging. I go to the gas station, it's booty swinging. It's women everywhere. It ain't no need for online dating. For a man, it is too many women. Ain't no confident, whole, healthy, regular man getting on no online dating. It is too many women out here. I'm trying to give you the game now. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to give you the game and tell you. I'm trying to tell you. So listen to me now. Listen to me. Get the thing in your spirit. Get the thing in your spirit now. And I'm gonna tell you the same thing with that short that went viral. Say if a man say his marriage is miserable, ask these questions. I seen probably 3-5 men that say he right, he ain't lying. The rest of the men still no accountability. No accountability. The rest of the men can't even grasp what accountability is. The men, all the men, hundreds of thousands of men watch that video, and they looking at it like I'm blaming the man. So they mind is saying you blaming the man and excusing the woman, instead of them seeing the real intention of the video, which is saying, oh, you telling me to look within first. You telling me to look within, and you telling me to evaluate self. You telling me to look in the mirror first. Okay, I get it. And then, okay, yeah, and then common sense would say, after I evaluate me as the man, as the leader, as the head, then I evaluate my wife. If I'm not the reason the marriage is miserable, then I look at her and see what she's doing that's causing me to feel like this marriage is miserable. That's common sense. That's common sense. Hundreds of thousands of men did not think, oh, you know what? This is like 58 seconds. And this is on a podcast. And podcasts are typically an hour. So this is inside of context of something. So, oh, okay. And then if they watch the podcast, they'll see that it come from a man who is single, who live in a mansion, and he got like a theater room where he could have the strippers just come lay out and hang out and watch movies, and he got like a full bar with all this liquor, and like he could have all kind of women over, and just he's single, he live alone. And so when his married friends come over to his house, they don't want to leave. Now you can understand the context. Now you understand why I said what I said. If a man go over to a single bachelor's party or house that he is single and flourishing and making millions of dollars, and don't have to answer to a woman, could sleep with a different woman every night, could have the baddest women, the most sexiest women come over to his mansion, and every one of them women, not every one of them women, but a lot of them women, especially the strippers and all that, want that man because they want to be retired from that pole. I asked a regular, everyday, a regular woman, I was like, hey, why you don't holler at the man? She said, nope, no, Tony. And so I was like, okay, well, wow, okay, I see. Man, this man got millions of dollars and you still don't want him. I thought money would have solved the problem. So now you want millions, and you want him to be a certain height, a certain complexion, a certain look. Like, wow, okay, just being a good guy and having millions of dollars ain't enough. So that's another reason why a lot of women single. It's like no man is enough. No man is enough. Same thing with men. No woman is enough. So it's like, you are your own problem. But that's too real for you. You're your own problem. But that's too real for you. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. So, there we have it. There we have it. So we can't help everybody. So I want y'all to understand that when y'all hear me out here crying in the wilderness, now what is this? They say we buy homes cash. Okay, maybe that's where they work at. But boy, they got a Bentley and a Range Rover sitting outside of a $50,000 house in the hood. What is going on? Do y'all really buy houses cash, or is that y'all scamming? Y'all doing some fraud. Cause real estate ain't doing that good for no Range Rover and no Bentley. Y'all doing some of this scamming, some of this PPP. You ain't fooling me. Hey, so listen, we can't help everybody. But I'm gonna keep trying now. I'm gonna keep trying. And when y'all, and listen, if y'all disagree with common sense, just keep it to yourself so that you don't disturb the people who got enough sense to listen to common sense and sound wisdom. This ain't no guru talk. This ain't, what I'm even talking about ain't even special. Like, this common sense. I'm giving you common sense on a platter. If you don't have the common sense to understand that, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Just listen till one day something hit you and resonate with you. Don't disturb nobody else. Because then when you be in there in the comments, it's a great. Now the vulnerable people, the people who is in a vulnerable state, who coming out of a tough relationship, who coming out of something, now they can't even really process and get what they need to get because you done messed them up with your beg to differ spirit, when you could have kept that to yourself and let it help the people who help. And it's like, if you got an extenuating circumstance, meaning if you in a situation where you an exception to the rule, then we don't need to hear about you. We don't need to hear about your exception to the rule, because we talking to other people. This ain't about an exception to the rule. If you done chose you the exception to the rule, it's like, okay, hush. We don't need to hear about that. Let the everyday people who not an exception to the rule, let them hear about it. And you hush and keep your exception to the rule out the comment. You see what I'm saying? That's common sense. That's decent etiquette. But hey, this Tony Gaskin. God bless you. We're gonna talk soon.